success. And my name is Vibha Manohar. I'm the operations manager at Aspire for her. Every success story that we are sharing with all of you is very special and very unique. And today's success story is no different. It's the story of Bindhu. Welcome, Bindhu.
Yeah, thanks, Vibha.
So Bindhu K restarted her career after a break of 5 years. She was a senior manager with around 14 years of experience. And even though she had a decade of experience in IT, getting back to the workforce after a break was not easy for her due to the rapid change in technology, which I'm sure, most of us face the same kind of challenge. But that did not stop Bindu from moving forward. She became a member at Aspire for her and joined the Return to Work and Tech for Her communities, which helped her to transform to a confident individual to pursue her aspirations. As a result, she graduated from IIIT Delhi with a PG diploma in data science. She also joined the Grow with Google program through Aspire for her that helped her understand use cases to apply analytical skills. So today she is a working mom and a senior data analyst at Secura Health. And as Bindu says, this is just the beginning. So a warm welcome to you, Bindu, and thank you for joining us to share your story today. I'm sure your journey will be truly inspiring to all of us here. This session is a very interactive session, so please, all of you can unmute yourself, ask questions, be candid. Any you have any issues, you need any advice, you are free to ask. So over to you, Bindu, and we are all eager to listen to your story and the challenges that you have faced before resuming work.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Vibha, for the introduction. Well laid out. So good evening, everybody. So I was, one among all of you, and I even now I don't see any difference, me being on this side and you are listening to me because each one of you would have, an inspiring story that had pushed you to be here in this platform. So as everybody, I had to take a career break, citing my health issues and my second maternity. And at that point, when I was working before my break, I was in the middle management level, senior manager, managing a team of 40 plus members. So when you go at a management level, you don't really look into technology. It's more of how you handle the operations and how you manage the people. And when I during my career break, I never thought of coming back to the IT industry. But as COVID struck, and I saw that everybody was learning, was adapting to online learning. Even my kids, probably my daughters, they were the first instinct of inspiration because my daughter just asked me, Mom, you're a computer science engineer. Do you know Python? So it was then it struck me like, no, I'm so outdated towards technology because my kid who was in seventh grade was learning Python, and the Python that I knew was just a snake. So that instilled the that thought that I should learn. So then I was doing some self study, and that was when I saw few articles, about VM Tara and how people even after 17 or 18 years of career break had, made a comeback to workforce. So even then I was, just casually browsing, and then I came across Aspire for the platform where I, saw so many success stories, and I understood that support was available, moral support, even in terms of resources, support was available. And then I thought, we should like this and I always had this passion towards data science. So I enrolled in a PG diploma program. And even though I had enrolled in that program, still there was at some point I was like, I was lacking confidence. Okay, I'm learning this data science program. I have a career break. And I was nearing my 40s. So how would, industry accept me? Because at this point or now, it's like even the freshers who come out of college, they are updated with the latest technology because they have the resources available online. They learn, and the companies would obviously, prefer them, even though you have some experience. It's like, the young blood and all those things. But Aspire for her really helped in changing that perception, I believe. So that is when I got the confidence that yes, even I could, even I do have a chance. I should just keep trying and try all the paths, that is possible. Maybe when you go on one path, it may not work out. So you just try out the different options that are available that would really work out for you. So when I did this PG diploma in data science, yeah, at the right time came the Grow with Google program. In fact, I enrolled to do the project management certification, but then I saw the data analytics program was also there. And I felt, that would probably help me more in what I was doing in my PG diploma. So at the time I was doing the data analytics course, it was like I was in my capstone project as well as the data analytics course had to be done, in a fast pace because they had like a deadline. And I believe me, I really put up a timetable on how I should, complete each module in the given time so that I would be able to answer questions when I'm being interviewed. Because the role that I was going to was mostly into data analysis. And the Grow with Google course on the Coursera platform, uh, they had really beautiful use cases, real-time use cases. They help you understand how businesses operate and how you need to apply your analytical skills and how you ask questions when a problem is given. So that really helped me in facing the interviews, giving me the confidence to face interviews even though I had a career. Because when I was interviewed for the current role where I'm working on, it was like they asked like, so what are the tools that you have used? And I immediately said, see, whatever tool we use, the underlying concept is same. So when I'm aware of the concepts, so no matter tomorrow some other tool comes in, these are the things that I would need to. So that is how my confidence level was by uh, through this platform, by attending these programs, doing those certifications, trying to upskill. And I should also mention not just Aspire for Her, through Aspire for Her, I was introduced to few other groups like, there is a Smart Start Learning Companion program from Clearly Blue, where they don't take technical certifications but they do tell you like how you need to prep yourself to or to mold yourself through this journey, how you can try to manage, because you will always have something to pull you back from what you're doing. uh, in my case, I had some medical emergencies for my husband in between, but still I had to, not put a full stop to this journey because you will lose. You should not lose the momentum. Once you have a setback, then again you have to start from scratch. So those programs really helped me in setting the momentum and not going back. So and Yes, as Vibha mentioned, so today I'm a working mom and I'm able to relate uh, my journey with whatever my kid is going to face in the future. So, having daughters, probably I would be able to help them or guide them when they come across, these kind of situations. Um, yes, so that has been my restart journey. And
Definitely.
so,
Bindu.
Uh,
It's so
Good evening, Bindhu ma'am. I have a question from you.
yeah.
Uh, as
Yes.
I have also done data analyst course from Grow with Google, but due to some reason I have not completed the whole courses. Out of 8 part, I have completed 7. So what to do next?
Okay.
Whether I have to complete the 8th one also, that is R language and caption. So what to do? Can you suggest me?
Yes, I would suggest that you try to complete the eighth module because that is the capstone project for the entire course, right? And if you take a look at that project, it helps you go through each step in the data analytics process. And in fact, you can also add it to your project profile. So in this was whatever I spoke about was about the upskilling part. So next comes when you have to prepare your resume when you're applying for jobs because preparing the resume was the toughest thing that I faced because going through the technical things since I had already been from a computer science background that was all fine, but for a person who has not updated her resume for more than 15 years. So just imagine, I had to remember what I did in my 14 years of career, relate it to what I was learning today, and present it in a way that my past skills would be used for whatever is there now in the industry. So, building your resume is what is plays the trick, or that is the first point, right? That for a recruiter, that tells who you are, what skills you carry, and how it can be useful for them. So these days, if you look at some sample profiles for data analysts, so you would see that they would have their LinkedIn profile, obviously, and few of them they would have their project profile, portfolio. So for a project portfolio, this is a very good addition. The module 8 that you do in the data analytics from Google. And apart from that, you could also do some projects through the Kaggle platform. Kaggle.com, it's a good platform for free resources on data science part. So there they have tutorials for Python and using Python, what is it that you need to know for data science? So even using Python also you could do some data analysis. And you could just add those as a few of the projects in that particular area and present your project portfolio in your resume. So that would show them like, okay, you have some hands-on on what you have learned.
True.
Ma'am, one more question. Sorry to interrupt all of you. One more question I have, ma'am. For entry level data analyst, because my background is in different field. My background before that, my background is in electronics field, and I try to switch it data analyst field or business analyst field. So, how much knowledge is needed? Because I have done business analyst from Triple ID Bangalore, and I have done go with Google with Spark for her. So I have a knowledge of Python, SQL, but how much knowledge is needed? I can you give some insight because
Yeah, okay. So you say you have business analytics uh, from IIT,
in Triple IT Bangalore, ma'am.
Triple IT Bangalore. Okay. So so what? Okay. Can you just tell me what are the major skills that a business analyst would need?
Yeah, ma'am. The role of business analyst to understand what type of project is going on from first to from starting to end. So how the process will be go, how much time will be needed, how the project will be going, and if just I can give the example. If someone wants to make a pen, so, at what time this pen will be delivered, and what type of quantity, what type of quality, how much members should be work on that? Each and everything the business analyst will be do. And just just reading the all the old data and collect the what are the back features to whom we have to not work and what we can add on so we can get the profit from starting to end. The business analyst just work on it. That is the layman language which I just concluded.
Yes. So you have, typically explained what are the skills that any analyst would need. So specific to data analysis, so you could probably project it like you would be involved in requirement analysis and
Yeah.
analyzing the requirements, analyzing the requirements and putting it with the business value. So with the data analytics is the same thing. So when you get, a requirement to build some visualizations or what kind of KPIs are needed for a particular business. So obviously you would first try to understand the requirement, understand what kind of data is needed and see whether that particular data is available. If not, you would again, probe them for the right answers, right? So you would
Yes.
try to get the answer and based on the scope, you would try to determine what will be the timeline because if the KPIs are simple, it's okay. But if the KPIs are complex, then you would have to work more on the data, right? And you would need some time to do exploratory data analysis. Like analyzing, like how you analyze business requirement, you would have to analyze the data initially to understand what kind of data you have, what is the distribution of the data. So you could, highlight that you have these analytical skills and then go about what is the skill you specifically have in data analysis. Like exploratory data analysis and data capturing techniques. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I got that answer. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so Bindu, we have a question from Pavani, who's asking, like, is it possible to change careers from teaching to IT?
Yes, obviously you can. You always, and especially people from teaching background. I believe they will usually have uh, the attitude to always keep learning and uh,
Correct.
help others, or rather mentor others. So there is, I mean, eventually as you gain experience, that's what you do, right? You, when new people come and you mentor them, you pass on your knowledge. So definitely, person from a teaching background can get easy. Getting into IT is you typically understand what the technology is, how it is used, why it is used, what, and you would probably need to understand what you are doing. You understand that because from my past experience, people who do not even know about how to use a computer have come to the point of being project managers. So it all depends on how much aptitude you have towards learning. Definitely yes.
Yeah, thank you, Bindu. Regarding this, I would like to ask another add-on. I too have enrolled for the Grow with Google, and I was not able to complete the whole data analysis. This thing, only 5 modules, I guess I have done that. But when I was doing that, the SQL and the data visualization part, they will be giving like SQL they give for data visualization for Tableau they have taught. Is that enough, or else we need to do further reading into it or some certifications?
Well, that is enough for you to give a base understanding of, in general, what data analysis process goes. Let's say, to be frank with you, no matter even if you know Tableau or Power BI or all the other latest BI tools that are coming up, you first go with Excel. There are so many formulas in Excel. I believe the Grow with Google program has this module on Excel, right? So uh, the techniques are same. Probably Excel has one formula and Power BI has some other. Power BI has DAX. and Tableau will have some other way of creating these formulas. That's it. So the basic methodology is the same. You look at a data set, you understand it, you check for duplicates. If there are any uh, nulls in the data set, then how do you address them? So even Excel has the capability to build charts, right? So understand the whole concept first, and then this concept you will just see how you do it in another tool. And Tableau public is available for free. So whatever you learn in Excel, you can try to replicate that in Tableau and do the same in Power BI. So when you are presenting your resume, you can just say that you know these concepts in these tools. Believe me, even now if you go to LinkedIn for some job post of data analyst, Excel will be there. The skill of using Excel will definitely be listed. So don't think that is that sufficient. See, even if you do a certification, that will not be sufficient. So as long as you try the different possibilities, the more and more you expose yourself to the tool, the more confident you will become. And uh, in LinkedIn, you can start following a few groups. There are many groups that I follow based on the suggestions from LinkedIn. So there are few people, they keep posting on what are the latest methods or tools that are coming up, or from where you can get some free projects to do on these particular domains. So that will probably help you in creating your portfolio.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bindhu, we
Bindhu,
have
actually, I
another
want to
question from.
ask,
Yeah, please go ahead.
like, how did you find the job? Was it through LinkedIn or Monster from some particular
Okay.
site, or through some
Okay.
contacts, or?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this because I believe I missed this part. Okay. So one thing you keep hearing from Aspire for her community is networking. So, don't be hesitant, don't be shy to connect with your old team members or even with your managers. So, one of the reasons why I quit my job was my office was very far from where I was staying. And when I had my second baby, I thought, I cannot travel that distance. And when I wanted to, start applying after I thought that I was ready to attend interviews. I just connected to my ex. I mean, he's now my current boss, but probably at that time he was my ex-boss. So I just checked with him if I could use his name for reference. And he instantly told, like, if you are really looking for a job, why don't you, join us back? And then I told him that, I really cannot travel that distance. That is the reason I didn't ask if I can come back. And then he suggested that they were opening up another small working space, which is less far. It is in IIT Madras Research Park. It's in Taramani. So, IIT Madras Research Park has these startup incubation cells for startups. So, and that was relatively, the distance is less compared to my old office. So, and I was like, I never imagined that I would get into IIT Madras Research Park to work. What could be more exciting than saying yes? So then I said yes, and he forwarded to the recruitment team, because the domain that I worked or the role that I played earlier was completely different than what I'm doing now, and the hiring team were all completely from the medical background, medical people with some technology background. So he forwarded my profile, and there were a couple of interviews, and that's how I got this job. And it was in the data science field. So I didn't say no, and majorly I wanted to get back into the workforce. So that's how I got this job. And yes, when I got this job, I at the same time I got a call from HCL for one of the job I had applied, and that was through Naukri. So so you have to keep looking for job openings in different platforms, and networking is what works best. Is what I understood.
Thank you so much.
Yes, definitely, Bindu. Networking is the key, I feel, for any kind of, you want to apply for a job, you want to learn something, networking is the key. So that's really important. So we have another question from Geeta. How much time did you take to finish your data analytics course from Coursera?
From Coursera, initially I went with that, if there was a 1 week time period for a particular module, I would try to complete within a week. But then, as I said, I had this deadline because they had, as per further, had a time limit. And I think about 2.5 modules, I remember completing in 2 weeks. So that is how I had put up a timetable. And definitely, I wouldn't say it would work for everybody because I had already been doing my PG diploma in computer science and artificial intelligence. So I could, most of the concepts I could grasp faster. So I would say the timeline given by Coursera is good enough that you spend 1 or 2 hours every day in learning and exploring more about the concepts. So you can stick to the timeline given by them. But if you want to do it at a faster pace, then I would suggest you can effectively spend about 4 hours per day. If you're not able to give in continuously, probably split like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, so that you can refresh yourself on what you learned the day before and then continue with it.
Sure.
Ma'am, Kavita, this side, I have a question. Ma'am, in data science, as I know that Python and R both are the programming language which we can use for coding purpose. But in Coursera, which I go through each module, R is more important than the Python. We just learn little bit about Python, SQL and Python, and yeah, but more about the R language. Why so?
I think Google uses R language for their data science projects. So I believe that is why R was given more importance. But if you ask me, then based on whatever knowledge I have from others and personally, R is still probably used in some financial institutions, but Python is what everybody prefers to go for.
Thank you
Because
so much.
Python is available for free and you have lots of resources to upskill on Python. So Python is most preferable. And R, if there are projects that need R, then you can go for R. But
Ma'am, but
if you know how the flow goes in Python, I think understanding R would also not be difficult
yeah, R is
because
much easier. R is much easier than Python, ma'am. As
okay, for you R, okay, okay.
Okay. Bindu, Vidula has a question. Switching from non-IT career, one second. Yeah, switching from non-IT career to IT, is it wise to choose data science as a career? And is there any entry-level positions?
Okay, so wise decision to move to data science, it depends on what you want to take it up. See, when I wanted to enter back to workforce, I didn't go back to management roles. As I said, though project management certification was available, I didn't choose that. I went to data because I wanted to, restart in the data analytics field. And since my past experience was in business intelligence domain majorly, I it was quite easy for me to understand those concepts. So it depends on in the non-IT field, what were your roles. If you were doing some, operation manager role or something, I would suggest you can do something like a certified Scrum Master or a project manager kind of certification. So, I leave that decision to one. You can just explore what kind of IT jobs are accepted at entry level, and then you can take a decision based on that. Because if you feel it's easy for you to get an entry level job in data science, then you could do data science. Else, if you want to carry on your past skills and then move on, you can choose accordingly.
Sure. Smitanjali wants to know that how would the cloud certifications help in data analytics?
Yes. Why cloud certifications would help? Because, say for example, when you do some data science projects using Python or something, end of the day you need to deploy it somewhere to consume the data. And these days, everybody has their servers hosted on the cloud. So that is why when you look at some data analyst or data science positions, they also ask for some kind of cloud skill like AWS or GCP or Azure. So that is why having knowledge about cloud is also helpful when you're applying for the job. Otherwise, as a data science role, uh, having a cloud certification doesn't matter. But these days employers do ask for it. So having that certification would definitely be a plus. You're on mute, Vibha.
Sorry. Yeah, Sumati has a question that there are many PG diploma courses for AI, data science, computing offered by Great Learning and other academies. So is it worth doing this and then later search for the job?
Uh,
I think
yeah,
she's
it is worth doing. I wouldn't say no because. Sorry?
she's referring probably to the paid courses.
Yes, paid courses. If you ask me, my PG diploma in data science has been through the Great Learning platform. And it did help me because you get to network with people who are in other industries or who are in the same learning path as you. So you get to net, but if you're really dedicated and you want to invest your time and money, yes, it would definitely help you because there you would have some hands-on projects, some help. They would talk about industrial use cases, how the giants like Amazon or Flipkart, how they use, uh, what is their use case for data science. So it is definitely helpful, but it really matters if you are committed to give your time and investing that money because I know those courses are not free or you to get an understanding. The Great Learning platform also has few list of free courses. Probably you can just go through them, get an understanding if it really suits you. So going for a paid course, I would say you do your ground level of research on that, and then take a decision because you would need your family support also because these online courses mostly they happen during weekends, and you would need to dedicate your weekends for them.
Thank you.
Definitely, Bindu, like you said, you need to invest a little bit of time, and you need to take such small steps in order to reach your aspirations. So effort definitely needs to be put in, and of course time, like you said. And I had a question, Bindu. I just wanted to know, like, balancing work and personal life can be demanding. So how have you managed to strike a balance between your career and family responsibilities?
Yeah. So I had to seek support from my parents, obviously,
Yeah,
and
parents
I
are
had to
always our help.
yes.
They are the best person to
So
ask help.
I had to convince them on why this journey was important, because it's rather than me being benefited from that, was for my kids, uh, because uh, my husband had a medical emergency. He had to go through an angio procedure last year. For me, going back to the workforce, definitely gives kind of moral support to him as well. Because if he wants to take a break, he can, without any worry, he can take a break. He can give time for himself to take care. And so I had to convince my parents, and even after getting back to workforce, initial few months we had some work from home flexibility, but later, since once everybody started working from office, that flexibility was also withdrawn. So I had to travel every day for work, and at that point I had to hire some house help, so that I can take care of myself also, and travel for work, come back, give some time for my kids. Yes, definitely you would need some kind of support. So even if my parents had not been there, I was always having a backup plan. What would be the other options that will help me to continue this rather than putting the full stop.
Yeah, sure. And I just wanted to know, like, is there anything which has changed for you after resuming work?
Yes, well, definitely. As I said, this is just the beginning, and there is always an urge to learn more and more, and I'm gaining more and more confidence, and obviously you can be financially independent, and I'm sure being up to date with what is happening in the industry also helps me to take informed decisions when my kids are going to, because I told you, Vibha, my elder daughter, she's now 14. In few more years, she'll be stepping to college. So that would help me to take informed decisions for her higher education. And knowing that, that these kind of platforms are available, so I can pass this on to her as well. And I always had this passion of mentoring, and through Aspire for Her, I'm able to be a part of the digital marathon and even facilitated a session. It gives a sense of, or a feeling of contentment that you're doing something that you want to. So, what could be more rewarding than that?
Definitely. Yeah. So, do we have any more questions? Anybody would like to ask Bindu? Please feel free.
One last question I have. This is Jyoti Bindhu.
Right.
Does companies, while hiring returnees, does companies consider their previous experience also, or one has to start from an entry level?
As I said, if you are applying for positions that will utilize your past skills as well, they don't consider you at entry level. Maybe few companies in the early days, they might give you some internship kind of opportunity, and depending on your capability and the potential, they would probably fit you in the current kind of role or designation. Because even in the current job, when I joined, they had given me as BA engineer. But once they saw my potential, then they gave me the designation as senior data analyst. So companies do consider your past experience, and you don't have to be in the understanding that okay, I'm from if I go back from a career great company, it as me as a fresher. If a company is ready to give a career restarter an opportunity, uh, they are it means they are ready to help you in any way possible. So never have that fear in your mind that would I be able to get support at the workplace? You would definitely. You just need to ask.
Thanks, Bindu. Thanks for the insights.
Bindhu, can we have your LinkedIn profile? I mean, if you could, do you have it handy with you?
Yes, yes.
You can put it in the chat box because a few of them were asking for your LinkedIn ID.
Yes.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes, Priyanka, please go ahead.
Okay. I've completed the Grow with Google Data Analytics certification. Actually, I was stuck up when I started to choose the projects. So maybe I missed the part. Could you please repeat how to go about choosing the projects that should be done to be shown as a relevant experience?
Just a moment. I'm just trying to.
Could you hear me?
Yes, we heard you.
Okay. Should I come again?
No. Bindu, you can probably answer to Priyanka's question. I will see.
No,
if
I didn't get her question.
Okay, actually, I wanted to know how to go about choosing the projects. I have completed the data analytics certifications from Google, and though I have some experience in the data domain, but at that time, it was not about data analysis. I have worked on Teradata and data warehousing. So, as far as analysis goes, I don't have any relevant experience. So, could you guide me which projects should I go for?
Yeah, you could choose based on the domains. For example, retail or healthcare. So probably you can show that you can portray it as like you have worked on these kind of data sets. So retail and marketing, I think they're most in demand, or even healthcare is booming these days. So you can choose from different kind of domains and work on them. So even that will give you an understanding of how the data looks like for different businesses.
Is it like I should go for some Excel or Tableau? I mean, there are different types of projects available. So some are on Excel, some are on Tableau. Should I make that as a criteria?
I would suggest that you try Excel and uh, an analysis tool. So that will help you, to compare the features between them. And even when you're going to some interviews, you could, tell them that you have used this feature in Excel to do this particular task. And if you ask me, I would first go with Excel to do some cleanup or to understand few things, and then I would go with Power BI or Python. Depending on the volume of the data.
Thank you.
But for some quick insights, I would first go with Excel and then move on to other things.
I think you had mentioned Kaggle to find the data sets and the projects, right?
Yes, not just Kaggle, even there are a few other platforms, Analytics, Vidya. You can just search in Google for free data science projects or data analytics projects. And if I come across anything on LinkedIn, you can just DM me. If when I come across something, I can share that thing.
Okay. Thank you.
So, any more questions? So, Bindu, one final advice, what that you would like to give to everyone who are planning to return to work after a career break. One final piece of advice that you would give them all.
I don't know what kind of one, because as I said, being here itself means that they have the determination to pursue their goals. What advice you should give? But yes, don't have the don't hesitate to ask for help, because when I wanted to restart in the initial days, I was really even hesitant to give a LinkedIn connect request to anybody, even to team members who had reported to me. I was even hesitant to, because I see them in good positions now, and I was really wondering if they even connect with me. They even think that having a relation with me now that I'm not working would matter to them. But that was all just my thought. So that's not the case. And I should really thank Aspire for her for making me come out of that shell. So I used to attend all the webinars that Aspire for her posted. Just like how you are all here, I listened to few success stories that motivated me and helped me not to pull myself back. So don't hesitate, and when you keep applying for jobs, don't feel depressed, or don't think, oh, I got rejected. We have to understand we are not freshers. We are we have the skill of multitasking, and we are multi-talented. One thing that I like more about Aspire for her is they have they show path not just for coming back to IT. They have webinars for so many other, like in finance. If people want to come back to finance background, they have webinars for people to upskill in finance. And recently, I believe there was a community started for sports and about podcasting. So the options are limitless. So don't restrict yourself, and be open to try new things. My initial intention was either I land a job or not. That was different. I wanted to learn. I wanted to do these projects. And even if I had not got into this, I would have worked on the project that comes up through Kaggle, and put them on my portfolio. So at some point, you would definitely get the job that you're looking for. And sometimes people, they just even I used to do that. I just used to apply for any kind of opening that suits my past experience. But obviously, they would not want someone at a senior manager level to work as a senior quality analyst. So there are few things which we would need to understand, and definitely there are so many companies, and the demand for data science is growing. Data analytics, data science is growing. So I believe with your past experience, you would have more capability in executing the role. So don't get dejected, or depressed.
Thank you so much, Bindu. That was great advice. We have a question, I think, from Suganya. Suganya is also my colleague from Aspire for her. Yeah, Suganya, you want to ask something?
I don't have any questions. I just want, I'm here because of Bindu. I have collaborated with her for a digital program.
Digital, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was the facilitator. So I was like amazed by her enthusiasm and her commitment. Even if it's a normal facilitator role, she was committed to it and she delivered a beautiful session. So I just wanted to come here and hear your story. So that's the reason I'm here. It's very good looking at Bindu here. Thank you, Bindu, for all your insights. And it was not like a returnee session, it was like more into data analytics and technical things also you were sharing.
True, true.
So
It was like,
that's really good actually. It's
yeah,
helpful for many people who are trying to get back in a similar field. So I really appreciate you and all your efforts, Bindu. Way to
Thank
go.
you, Suganya. Thank you for
thank you.
being here.
Yes, Bindu, your achievements have been incredible. Thank you so much for sharing it. Your journey truly resonates with all of us. The never say die attitude and with the determination that you have shown, any obstacles can be overcome. So thank you so much for that. And
Thank you.
I request everyone that please continue to be with us as we'll be sharing the returnee success stories every day for the entire week. And also please tune in to our job readiness sessions, 11 to 12. That is also for this week. We'll be sending you the WhatsApp messages. And I hope you all have applied for the UN job fair. You have any issues, you're having some problems, some errors, you can DM us directly to any one of us in our team, and we will, resolve it for you. So, but please apply for it and don't miss this opportunity. So, thank you, Bindu. It was a lovely session. Very happy to meet you. And thank you to all
Thank
the
you,
audience
Vibha.
for being so interactive. And I know that the Chandrayaan is, happening live on TV, and you've missed all that for this session. So I'm really very happy, and I thank each one of you. Have a great evening, and bye. Goodbye.